Hey crew, Miss Leach here. I am going to continue reading our Counterfeit Constitution book, and hopefully you have your predictions that you made, and we can build on those as well. Remember, we left off with Christina yelling for Mimi to come quick in our chapter 5. Title is I Spy a Spider. So I left off with my prediction being that Christina was going to scream for Mimi, and Mimi was going to think, oh my gosh, something's really wrong, and then it was just end up going to be a silly spider. I do not have any more vocabulary for these two chapters. I will continue with vocabulary tomorrow. Alright, so chapter 5, I Spy a Spider. What now? Mimi exclaimed. She sighed, hauling herself off the sofa. The knocking became more persistent. Mimi, hurry and let us in. Papa threw open the door, and 4 crying girls spilled into the room. My goodness, what happened now? Mimi asked. There's a huge spider in our bathroom, Christina cried. The girls huddled around her. Way cool, Grant shouted. I'll take care of it, Papa said, patting Christina's arm. Mike came out of the boys' bedroom to find what was happening. What's going on? He asked. Grant's smile widened. My big sister's here, he pointed with his thumb. Is actually crying over an itsy-bitsy spider. What a hoot. I'm not crying, she shot back, wiping at her eyes. It's a really big spider, Papa, she glared at her brother. If you think the spider is so cool, why don't you switch rooms with us? Deal, cried Grant. Never mind, Grant, Papa said, casting a withering glance at his grandson. I'll take care of the spider issue. You guys get ready to hit the sack, he added. I'm sure the spider needs to be rescued after all that screaming. Come on, Christina, show me where it is. He and Christina slipped out the door while Mimi calmed the frightened girls. Grant bolted out the door behind Papa and Christina. He thought he'd tossed one more dig at his sister. He was just about to shout a smart remark through her door when he saw the tall man in dark glasses trying to open one of the doors down the hall. Grant dashed behind a potted plant in the hallway. Why doesn't he just use the card thing to open the door? He whispered. Unless it's not a room. Grant stuck his head slightly out as he could to watch. Too late. He gasped as Mr. Dark's shades looked his way. He smiled, winked at Grant, as he opened the door and slipped inside. Now I know they're up to something, Grant thought. He tiptoed back to his suite, shut the door, and locked it. Chapter 6, Blue Light Special. I declare the bathroom spider-free, Papa exclaimed as he came back into his suite. Too late, Mimi said, shaking her head. The other 2 girls went to stay with another chaperone. Miss Hudson said it would be okay, considering. So now that we've gained the title of the Spider People, it looks like it'll just be Christina, Allie, and I bunking together the rest of this trip. With the spider issue behind them, Christina and Allie finally unpacked their suitcases. As Allie rummaged through her backpack, Christina sat down on the bed next to her. I feel a little silly for losing it over that spider, Christina said with a shudder. But they really creep me out. Allie murmured as she continued to stack things on the bed. Christina handed her friend a tube of toothpaste that had rolled across the bed. Come to think of it, you didn't seem nearly as scared as I was when that spider jumped out of the sink. How come? Allie shrugged. I'm sort of used to the unexpected. You see, my dad is in... Lights out, ladies, Mimi called from another room. Aw, Mimi, we're still unpacking and we haven't even had time to have a good pillow fight yet, Christina said. Mimi appeared in the doorway with her toothbrush in her hand. We have an early day tomorrow, so finish unpacking quickly. You'll have to save the pillow fight for another day. She let out a loud sigh. I'm going to bed now. I think I've had just about all the fun I can stand for one day. Good night, girls. Mimi closed the door behind her. She's gone, Christina whispered. Allie looked puzzled. Okay, so why are you whispering? She can't hear us talking. Christina turned abruptly. Want to bet? My grandmother can hear through walls, she giggled. When we were little, she used to tell us she had eyes in the back of her head. Grant used to look for them while she slept. As Allie unpacked clothes from her suitcase, she glanced at Christina. So, did he ever find them? Christina arranged her 2 dolls, Savannah and Juliet, on the bed where she nestled them among the pillows. They traveled with her everywhere she went. Satisfied that they were more comfortable, she turned to her friend. No, but he still looks for them sometimes when she catches him doing something," she said with a laugh. Christina was enjoying herself. It was so cool to have a girl her own age around. They could talk way into the night about girl stuff without Grant pestering her like he did when she had sleepovers at home. Grant was also thrilled to be with his new friend. The boys both shook out their backpacks on the bed in their room floor, ready to compare spy stuff. As Mike gave his backpack one last shake to make sure it was empty, a fat silver pen plopped off the bed and rolled onto the floor near Grant. Grant scooped it up. "Wow, what a neat pen," he exclaimed, handing it to Mike. Mike grinned and twisted the cap. An eerie blue light came on. "Actually, it's an electronic tracking pen," he said. Grant's eyes got wide. "That is the coolest thing I have ever seen," he exclaimed. Mike smiled. "Yeah? Well, watch this," he said, wiggling his eyebrows. He put his mouth up to the cap of the pen. Mike to Allie, come in." Back in Christina's room, a faint blue light flashed on and off in Allie's backpack. "What is the world is that? Your parents checking in with you on your cell phone?" Christina asked. Allie frowned. "No, worse. It's my brother." She reached inside her backpack and pulled out the glowing pen. Christina thought she heard something. "Is that static coming from your pen?" she asked. Allie clicked the button at the top and held the pen close to her mouth. "Allie to Mike." She tapped her foot as she waited for a response. "Allie to Mike," she repeated. "This better be important, Mike. You know we're not supposed to use these unless it's urgent." Ew. The screeching noise came from the pen and made Christina wince. Could this really be possible, she thought? A communicating device hidden inside an ink pen? A familiar voice spoke through Allie's pen. "Hiya, sis," Mike shouted. Allie clicked the pen. "I've got your hiya, sis," she said sternly. "You know, Dad only wants us to use these in case of emergency. Over." "Shh. I know, but I wanted to show Grant how it works," Mike replied. "Over." Ellie turned to say something to Christina about brothers being a big pain, but the question died on her lips when she saw the look on Christina's face. Her mouth had dropped open when she heard Mike's voice come from inside the pen. "What?" Ellie said innocently. Christina was stunned. "Are you kidding me? That pen is only about the neatest thing I have ever seen in my life. That's all." "This old thing?" Ellie twirled the pen around, acting as if having a radio pen was an everyday occurrence. "You're making this up, right?" Christina shook the pen a few times. "It's a joke, right?" Allie's eyes sparkled as she smiled. "Oh, there's more. This pen is also a recorder. It writes, it has a mini microphone and a speaker to record and play back." Christina put her hands on her hips. "Okay, what's the deal? No ordinary pen can do all that." Allie decided it was time to confess her secret to Christina. "No, really. It's for real. You see, my dad is a..." "Listen, do you hear that?" Christina asked. "Hear what?" Allie replied. "Like someone scratching on her door," Christina said. She knew that Mimi was already asleep in the other room, so she tiptoed out of her bedroom and peered cautiously through the peephole. She could see Grant and Mike through the magnifying glass. Grant made a face at her by pulling his mouth wide with his fingers. "Brothers," Christina mumbled as she swung open the door. I'm going to stop there. Chapter 7 is called Let the Mystery Solving Begin. So I had one kind of question going on when it said, Christina put her hands on her lips. Okay, what's the deal? No ordinary pen can do all that. Allie decided it was time to confess her secret to Christina. No, really. It's for real. You see, my dad is an... I wonder what Christina's dad is. She has been trying to I'm sorry, not Christina's dad, Allie's dad. She's been trying to tell Christina what her dad is for some time, and it said that Allie decided it was time to confess her secrets. I wonder what secret they are talking about in this story so far. My guess is Allie's dad is maybe some type of agent. Maybe he's a spy. And so that's where they got that gadget from. And I'm not exactly sure how he's going to play into our story yet, but that's what I want you to do right now. I want you to think about what do you think, first of all, what do you think Allie's dad's job is? And how do you think that is going to play a role in our story for the rest of the time? Okay, so there is your new task to do. And we will come back next video, read chapter 7 and 8, and then continue on with our story. All right, see ya.